Today on City Wrestling Radio, SummerSlam 2023 is in the books. We're going to go through the entire show. We got some notes on possible WWE returns, and we go back to the year 2000 with the latest Dark Side of the Ring episode. All that and so much more this week on City Wrestling Radio.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another edition of City Wrestling Radio. August 7th, 2023. I'm your host, Korey Smith, being joined by my co-host. He's, in most places, he's a 10, but sitting here next to me, he's an 11. Mr. Jose Ocegueda.
Why, thank you. Great to be back. Great to have you back. Great to see you again. How's everybody in Interlands doing? Let's get into it, yeah? I'm juiced.
Yes, with SummerSlam 2023 just happened. There's a lot of stuff, that happened on the show. Let's just get right into it without even wasting any time. What did you think of the show, Jose, overall?
Okay, now, I'm glad that I watched the second time, okay? Because the first time, it left a sour taste in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go over it. I'll let you know why. But after rewatching and fully embracing the show as it was a really good show. It was, I wouldn't say it was amazing, must watch. Oh my God, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
It did have a very good, one excellent match. Some outcomes that we didn't like very much.
No.
But it moved stories along. It played up to the event, the attraction, the super show that it's supposed to be. It lived up to its hype. I'll say that.
No, it was definitely a spectacle. One thing for me, it's kind of seeming like these big stadium shows. The crowd reaction has felt kind of dull all night. Like there might have been moments where the crowd was hot, but it just felt flat to me on air.
It's a bigger, how some bands rather perform in more intimate settings.
Yes,
I think this suffered from that open arena, too many people, too much open air.
Yeah,
not enough, intimacy to bring you into the matches. Yeah,
and maybe it was just the stadium itself didn't have good acoustics. There's other places like was it Seattle, where they say the acoustics in there, it gets so loud that they call the stadium like the 12th man or something on the field, right? Or the 13th man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even when Taylor Swift performed there, she caused an earthquake to happen. Technically, it was considered an earthquake. So, I guess it all really depends on the stadium. And I just didn't like the overall reaction from the crowd, but it can't be all on them.
They had reasons too. We'll get to that.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it, though. With the first match of the night, Ricochet versus Logan Paul. They went exactly 18 minutes. These two men set out to have the most viral match on the internet. I don't know. I thought it was a dumb kind of build to this match. And while this match was very technically sound, I didn't think it was that great or that good. Like some people were saying, oh, it was really, really good match. And yeah, they hit a lot of like good spots and they had a lot of great moments, but they just fell flat to me. And that was kind of the entire night. It felt like they were just doing a lot of moves with no
purpose or end game to it.
Exactly. Like they're just hitting the tunes without any, what do they say, movement in between the notes or.
Okay. Yeah.
Paul hitting Ricochet. There were some cool spots though. Paul hitting Ricochet with the Rude Awakening neck breaker, mocking Braun Strowman hitting Rico with the running power slam.
Did he really? Or do you think that's just one of his moves on his move list and it was just made up by Corey Graves? Was that a Corey thing?
Well, yeah, right? It could have been saved by Corey Graves, but we do have to take into account that Braun Strowman, it was Ricochet's partner, so there's that. The really cool, kind of scary looking, I feel bad for Logan Paul's ankles and knees after he hit that buckshot lariat from the inside to the outside.
Not only that, dude, Ricochet was really close to that edge, that corner of the barricade. That was scary for his head.
Yeah. and pretty much anything Ricochet did in the match. But like I said, while both men are both great at what they do, it just seems like they were focused too much on hitting the spots without there being any music in between the notes. It seems like this was all kind of service Logan Paul. Part of me is starting to think if there's some millionaire fantasy camp WWE club thing going
Mm,
on,
mhm.
because you're starting to see more and more celebrities perform more and more at WWE. And I'm not saying that they're not good. Logan Paul is good in the ring. Bad Bunny is good in the ring. Hell, even when Snooki wrestled, she hit like, springboard elbow.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So with the proper training, sure, why not? But to me, it's like, why are we building Logan Paul up like this? Like, what's the end game for Logan Paul? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, 100%. I mean, it's really early. He's had what, 4 matches total? 5
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
TBD.
I felt like Ricochet was going a little slower than usual, but by the end of the match, Ricochet goes to the top rope again, aiming to hit Paul with a shooting star press. Paul dodges and Ricochet crashes onto the mat. At this point, Paul is draped on the edge of the ring, and some dude, or as Michael Cole called him, one of Logan Paul's guys, slides some brass knuckles on Logan Paul's hand. Paul hits Ricochet with the knucks and the pin and the win. Michael Cole put it best. That was a pretty good match that had a sucky ending. What
Yeah.
did you What did you think of this match, Jose?
All right. One of the reasons why I had to go back and rewatch, because at first I just watched this match seething as uh Logan Paul refused to sell a bunch of moves, or at the ending when he won, he was hurting. He was hurt for a second, and as soon as he gets the brass knucks, all of a sudden, he's not feeling the effects anymore. What is this? Um, while the person, I'll say this as many of you know, I don't like this guy as a person. I don't know him in person, but the shit that he shows that he's a pretty shitty dude.
Yeah,
I do respect his athletic ability. I do respect the speed in which he learned the craft. I mean, he's not a
yeah.
master, right, by far,
No,
but he's learned so much in so little time, and he has a great look. He's a natural heel,
yeah, that's for sure.
but he has a ton to learn still. Let's say
Yeah.
that. And to be, curtain jerking, being the hot opener for a SummerSlam, I don't agree with that. He's taking a spot from somebody somewhere.
Well, you know why?
Maybe a Becky Lynch.
You know why he had that spot, right?
Please tell me.
Well, it's because he was trying to make his brother's match against Nate Diaz, even to the point where he got on the plane, I guess, right after, showed up to the Nate Diaz fight in the ring gear that he was in while he was at SummerSlam. In my head, I'm like, dude, you could have just threw on some basketball shorts on the plane, you know?
Yeah.
Get out of those
Yeah.
sweaty draws. I'm just saying.
This
But
guy is the definition of living the gimmick, right?
well, I mean, they're two. I mean, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, famous because of YouTube, right?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, like they
Okay, well,
started
to be
YouTube.
fair, Jake Paul became famous because he was on a Disney show, Bizarre Bird.
Okay, okay, and then Logan Paul just kind of
Rode the
att-
coattails
everyone from a Disney show. That's really the key to success.
to get on the
I,
Disney show.
yeah, I need to. When I have kids one day, I'm getting them on a Disney show because they'll eventually be like a Justin Timberlake, or hopefully not a Britney Spears, but a Christina. She
Roll the
seems
dice,
fine.
huh? Roll the dice.
That's
You could
true.
get a Logan Paul, you could get a Justin Timberlake.
Or Jake Paul,
Jake, yeah, same guy.
pretty yeah. Next up we have Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
They went about 17 minutes and 35 seconds. So this was match number 3 in the Cody and Brock series.
the rubber match.
Cody's first SummerSlam in about 8 years. Oh, I got a text. Oh, the ladies are texting me. Ooh.
Oh,
Hey. Anyways, so this is Cody's first SummerSlam in about 8 years. This is definitely one of the better matches of the night, if not. I mean, would you say probably best match of the night?
I would say because it had a good balance of psychology, emotion, and physicality.
Yeah.
It had everything you wanted.
Um. So Cody and Brock basically just beat the hell out of each other the entire match, with Brock staying in control for most of it. Multiple suplexes throughout the match to Cody, one after another, a gut wrench, a German belly to belly, even a standard suplex.
Yeah, various. That was a nice
I,
surprise.
I did laugh though when Brock hit that, like it was just a regular suplex, and we're just like, oh, okay.
He has them in the bag. All
That
right.
was pleasant. Thank you, Brock.
100%.
Brock, the entire time just screaming at Cody to give up. Brock's desperately trying to get that count out victory because I guess he wants to win by a 10 count outside, even though he could just pin him for 3 seconds in the ring. Doesn't make sense to me.
It does to me.
Okay.
He wants to
Why?
punish this guy to the point where he doesn't get up. Almost like a last man standing match.
Okay.
So he
Okay.
wanted to, you're not going to stand up. I want you to quit while you're outside, because he kept telling them, don't get up. Don't get
Yeah.
up.
Cody had some really good moments too in this match when he hit the atomic. Well, I call it the atomic Cody cutter. That's when he did the double springboard
That was so good. Man.
cutter to Brock. Even locking in a Kimura on Brock Lesnar, which you never see. Which I kind of was just like, that can't be locked in. Brock is just too thick.
He was, yeah. it was not 100% locked in yet.
By the end of the match, saw Cody hitting 3 crossroads on Brock and securing the pin and the win. After the match, Brock took his gloves off and shook hands and hugged
Dude,
Cody
did you
Rhodes.
see he tore his shorts? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it tore it into smithereens.
Yeah.
That nice touch. I mean, it wasn't done on purpose, but nice touch.
Oh, we got a commercial break on my background right here.
Who's it, Transformers?
I don't know. I'm just gonna pay for YouTube Plus one of these days. Anyways, but and also this, yeah, he tore his shorts and he eventually he took off his, like I said, his gloves and shook hands with Cody, hugged him, held his hands up, and apparently this wasn't planned, quote unquote. I mean, who knows?
I don't know how much I believe that, but I did like that. Now, if Brock did that on his own, I appreciate that. I appreciate that he put over Cody like this. There's nothing I didn't like about this match, to be fair.
Yeah, and I just realized Brock is like he's getting up there, man. He's I think what mid to late 40s.
Yeah, and he's defeated 16 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, so I mean, he's kind of getting to that point where he should start thinking about his his swan song. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
No, swan song is when you become beautiful.
No, you're right. That's
your last hurrah.
Your trip around the track. Last trip around the track. So you know what I'm talking about. You know what we're talking about.
What did you think of this match, Jose? Cody and Brock? Yeah.
Perfection for who they are, what they're doing, to what the story they're trying to accomplish. Perfection. Everything goes over good. I'm glad Brock sold as well as he did. He didn't overdo it, over not do it. You know what I mean? Over not sell. Well, he was just the right amount of Brock.
Yeah, it wasn't Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan at whatever SummerSlam or whatever match it was years ago.
Yeah, totally. I just loved everything about this match. Like I said earlier, the emotion, the investment in the story. After this, I ran to watch that Cody doc, and then I came back and watched this match again, and it holds up. It holds up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we'll talk about that Cody doc a little bit later. No, I thought it was a great match, from start to finish, even the build to this match each and every week. And it's just they're building and building these bosses essentially for Cody to take out, kind of like a Mortal Kombat, you go up
Bruce Lee's Game of Death. Yeah. Game of Death. Was that the Bruce Lee movie? Yeah, right?
Yeah. Game of Death. Mm-hmm. Good movie. I haven't seen those in a while, but I remember there was a moment in my life when I was like 8 to 10 when I just loved Bruce Lee movies.
Yeah.
Then we have the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Oh my God. 11 minutes and 55 seconds. Wow. So many highlights in this match. So many, I couldn't even write them all down.
Thank God.
I mean, this was literally a nothing battle royal. This was literally just to get LA Knight on the show.
Yeah, this totally could have opened. And you know what? This is a return favor for LA Knight for getting so much pop in England. This is his Swan song. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
This
Oh.
is his retribution for not winning at Wembley, right? Or was it
No, no,
O2?
no. I think it was O2. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it was O2 right
Okay.
now.
Well, you know,
But it to me, it's kind of it does say something that a match that had no consequences, no titles on the line, nothing at stake, yet people were so hot for LA Knight in this match when he won. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I did find it funny though. Before the match started, they did this weird video package. They were just like, "Let's talk about battle royals,"
Yeah.
and it was just the most generic video package ever of just people talking, cutting promos about either rumbles or battle royals.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
And of course, you had to have Macho Man do a little bit of a cameo in that
Oh
package, right?
yeah.
Of course, it's the Snap Into It Battle Royal. You know what this did accomplish? Accomplished a
What's
few
that?
things. It established a new crew in
Yeah.
Miz and what's it call it? What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name?
Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. New combination there. It teased um, more AJ Styles and Killian stuff. It reestablishes Amos as a new big guy.
Well, and I mean, you have the whole situation with because Bobby is still associated with MVP,
Mhm.
and now he's apparently working with the Street Profits,
Yeah,
who are in full suits,
buying
which
them clothes and stuff. Yeah.
they look fantastic in.
Mhm.
Um, but does this mean this is the new Hurt Business? Omos, Bobby, and the Street Profits.
New ring gear for Omos too, right?
He's been using that, I think, since WrestleMania.
Okay. Okay. Look brand new to me. But yeah.
Could have been
And
new color, but
yeah. So yeah, I think we're getting a new Hurt Business. We're definitely seeing a major push for LA Knight, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent.
But who would you rather see hold that title, hold the United States title, him or
Oh,
Austin Theory?
I thought you were going to ask me who you see as the Snap Into It champion. U.S. title holder. I like to see where Austin Theory can take this still. Like he's
Yeah.
not been given a legitimate shake at being a legit title holder.
Well, I will say that, he was always, remember he had that first gimmick where he was like Mr. McMahon's prodigy or whatever. And
Yeah.
then he was gone. Then he was back to NXT after allegations of him talking to a minor. Let's not forget that.
Mhm.
Allegations. And now he's back, and he was always one of Vince McMahon's, I think, one of his
Pet
kind of
projects.
picks. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I wonder, since he kind of isn't the head honcho or whatever, or ever since he kind of taken a step back,
He had to take
that
another step back recently too.
for his spinal surgery. Well, he's also being, I didn't put it in there, but he's being investigated.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was funny how he gets investigated for steroids and all of a sudden his neck hurts. Now he's
yeah.
being investigated again and he has spinal surgery. I wonder if
Well,
it has anything to do with that neck. Oh,
what what was it? Was it? I don't know if it was spinal stenosis. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, Battle Royal, it did what it was. It was fun.
yeah, yeah.
LA Knight eliminated Sheamus to win the match. So,
Hooray. I don't
uh,
understand the fascination with LA Knight. I'm sorry.
I don't either. In fact, I used to hate LA Knight. Like I really did. I didn't I like the person, whatever. He's fine.
No, his
But
character
the
and all that
the
stuff. Huh?
character Eli Drake,
Mhm.
he was so annoying. And he's essentially the same character.
Yeah.
But now that he's getting over, I'm kind of like he's kind of rubbing off on me.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's overly annoying and overly egotistical.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
what do you expect wrestling fans in general to like?
mhm.
Somebody that can just say whatever they want whenever they want. Or
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's looking for a new Rock, or
Mhm.
Stone Cold. So
Speaking of a new rock and something that just sank to the bottom of the ocean,
Shayna Baszler defeating Ronda Rousey in the MMA rules match. Whatever the fuck that was supposed to mean. What's funny about the beginning of this is that there's a referee. Like, let me explain the rules to you, both you ladies. And I'm like, both these women have like probably lifetimes of experience, more experience of MMA, the rules or training
I guarantee you.
matches than the referee does.
Yes, 100%. I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah.
But this was just like an absolute sloppy mess because it was a worked MMA match.
It was a
Like
super sparring session. It was worse than a sparring session.
it wasn't a wrestling match. It wasn't a
I look
real MMA fight,
mhm.
It was just, two people just kind of literally hugging around the ring for 7 minutes. I thought 20, 7 minutes.
It felt like 20. This is what it looks like when an action scene is filmed by Marvel before they add the fast forward effect.
Or they add, yeah, all the effects to it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
all the crazy cuts and angles. This is what it
Yeah.
looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Like
It,
this.
there was one moment that cracked me up when I think Shayna gave Ronda a kick to the head, but
Mhm.
like they're going really slow, and then she gives her this slow kick to the head, and Ronda just bounces completely out of the ring.
Oh yeah,
I'm just like,
she
what the
sold it like $1 trillion. Yeah.
what? I don't know. What did you hate this match as much as I did, Jose?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I guarantee you, this was the brainchild of Ronda Rousey. Come on, Triple H, you have to let us put on an MMA style match, and this is her brainchild. And she thought it was going to get over. And there's video of people taking pee breaks from every angle.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say this though, the idea going into this, Ronda has not tapped. I don't think she's tapped for anyone in WWE. It's MMA style or MMA rules is her match,
Mhm.
and for Shayna Baszler to choke out Ronda Rousey in this match, kind of does put over Shayna a little bit more than just pinning her in the ring. That being said, the execution of it was complete. It
Dude,
was just
the
bad.
packages leading up to this were amazing. The segments week to week were good. I was looking forward to this match. I was looking forward to this match. If it had
Yeah.
been just a regular match, it would have got me. It would have got me into it. But
E-
they
even
dropped the ball.
Shayna in the package building up to it, she's talking about Rhonda's kid, and she's like, "I love her kid so much, and she's gonna hate me for what I do to her mom tonight." And I was
Oh
like,
my god,
"Oh,
that's such a great line.
that was really good." I was like, "That was pretty good," but I mean, it
Ugh,
was what it was,
they dropped the
and
ball. Yeah.
I mean, it was on that both of them. I mean, I've seen Shayna in a bunch of matches though that have been good, and I haven't seen Ronda in a ton of great matches. So you make the decision at that point.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Becky Lynch was making lemonade this Sunday, with all the lemon she was given recently.
And Rhea Ripley was stepping on people's faces at a meet and greet somewhere
Mm,
in Detroit. That's where, yes.
yeah, yeah.
So like I said, she locked in the Karafuda clutch, choked out Ronda Rousey. The crowd is completely dead, and I'm about to fall asleep at this point. Which didn't really help the next match
Oh, yeah,
because
not helping matters.
we have Gunther defeating Gunther defeating Drew McIntyre to retain the Intercontinental title. So I mean, I first off think this was a good call for Gunther to beat Drew McIntyre.
100%, yes.
There is a campaign right now. It's nobody has signed anything. Nobody has agreed to join, but we're all in it together. It's get the honky tonk man out of the longest reigning Intercontinental title.
We're only a month away. Let's go.
Yeah, we're almost there. I think everyone should just, I think Gunther should just have 31 days off and be allowed to keep the title.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
think
know,
it's a 90-day thing, right?
is it 90? I
It
thought it used to be 30 at some
used to be
points.
30, then they changed it to 90, and now who knows?
But like I
Because
said,
Roman Reigns doesn't really defend very often.
oh, never, yeah.
Mhm.
So we're almost there. That's why I wasn't mad at this. But as Big E would have put it, this match was just two big meaty men just slapping meat because
Yeah,
these guys just beat the shit out of each other.
yeah.
While this was an excellent match, I did like it, and I think it was great. However, I will say this: I just feel like they were hitting their go-tos, which are all good moves. Like there was a bunch of Glasgow kisses. There was it's funny to say. There's a bunch of chops. There was a bunch of a few claymores, drop kicks. You know what I mean? It just kind of felt like they were going to the well a little bit often, although
Yeah,
they
yeah.
executed very well.
Yeah. Both talents are very talented, for lack of a better word. Um, it was, it's a main event match for a Raw or SmackDown. Is it pay per view worthy? Sure, but it was very paint by the numbers.
Yeah, no, definitely. Eventually, they have a chop off with both of them chopping the shit out of each other. McIntyre trying the entire match to get off the Claymore multiple times. I think he eventually does hit it on the third attempt. By the end of the match, though, Drew was crotched on the ropes. We get a splash from Gunther to Drew, which that splash from Gunther was way more hysterical when he was bigger.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, it's not even funny anymore. It's just some guy coming off the ropes. When he was a big guy like me, that was just funny.
Mhm.
Big guy flying off the ropes. Oh, it's hysterical. Now it's just, but he hits the splash, the power bomb to Drew, leading for the pin and the win for Gunther. What did you think of this match, Jose?
Good match. Nothing to be mad at, but because of the previous match, I was already kind of drowsy and I hadn't had enough coffee, so this was kind of putting me to bed too. But it kept me into it long enough to finish it out and enjoy for what it was. It
Yeah,
was an okay
no,
match. It was an okay match.
I thought it was, it was good match, but
Mhm.
it was what it was. Next up was, I think, my favorite match of the night. Even though, like I said, I think Cody and Brock was probably the better match.
Mhm.
I think this was my favorite because I think it just hit like every single point. It had drama. It had a lot of athleticism. They were doing stuff that you didn't usually see. They're playing off the past. I thought it was great. That's Seth Rollins defeating Finn Balor to retain the World Heavyweight Championship in 18 minutes and 30 seconds. So this match was built all around mind games. The mind games Seth is playing with Finn. The mind games this YouTube is playing with me, playing these commercials in the background. And even the mind games Finn Balor is playing with himself. You know,
Finn Balor was playing with himself.
well,
No, no, no. Yeah,
his
yeah. His
mind is
mind.
playing with himself.
Yeah,
Think of that however you want to.
his his mind was playing tricks on him.
But like I said, like he thinks, he's this entire couple weeks, he thinks Priest is going to turn his back on him. He thinks this or that. He thinks, all these different things. He's just paranoid.
Mhm.
He's been focusing on something that happened 7 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
and while I thought Finn should have won this match, the moment I saw him come out to his mundane entrance with nothing special about it, I
Mhm.
knew he was walking out of Detroit empty-handed.
Where's the mask he was wearing every pay per view?
Yeah,
Remember that?
I think that was just like one pay-per-view. The one
No,
with
it
the
was like
spikes.
multiple. It was multiple.
With the
He was,
spikes, right?
yeah, yeah, the one with spikes, and then he wore another one that had less spikes, and
Yeah,
then
that was really cool, man.
yeah, yeah. I don't know why they got rid of it.
I think, is there a figure coming out, I think, with that, with the spikes? Because I
I
do
hope
really want that
so.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, but he did
Uh,
have 7 written on his chest and
yes,
shoulder, or
and I do,
his shoulder. Yeah,
yeah, I do love how Michael Cole tried to say that tattoo on his shoulder. I'm like, Michael Cole, come on.
it's clearly ripping off by the end of the night.
It's clearly crayon. This match started out slow, but it eventually got going. Balor slammed Seth into the ring post, knocking Rollins to the outside. And while Seth was trying to get back into the ring, that's when Finn kept trying to go for the buckle bomb, kind of into the barricade, trying to repeat the same maneuver that injured him 7 years ago. Eventually, he does hit it on Rollins. Then we have multiple buckle bombs to Finn on the inside of the ring. At one point, Damian Priest comes out to the ring, in no way looking like he's ready to compete. Like his hair is straightened. He has like his regular clothes on. He doesn't look like he's ready to come out there to cash his briefcase in at all. But So he comes out to the ring, and while Seth Rollins gets thrown into the ropes, he hits Rollins with a right hand. Balor goes for the pedigree, but Rollins kicks out of that. That's when Priest waves out the remaining members of the Judgment Day. Out comes Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. That's when Priest is handing Balor the briefcase for Balor to hit Rollins with it. But Balor, for some reason, is blinded by jealousy, exclaims, "No, plan A, plan A, plan A." I'm just like, dude, just Priest. Hi. what do you want me to do? Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Boom, bye.
Yeah,
It made no, especially later since he's like going for the briefcase later to use it.
yeah.
Like
Well, do you remember what Plan A was?
as for just Finn Balor to win.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I think in his dueling with rage and his paranoia and anxiety, he was confused at Priest's intentions.
No, I
He
mean, yeah.
probably thought, well, this is my understanding of the story, how it was fed to me, right? Uh, Finn thought that Priest was going for Plan B, which was cash in.
Yeah.
He was telling Priest, no, Plan A, I cash it, I win this match, then we talk about Plan B later.
Yeah. And that's definitely the story they were trying to tell, I think, with Michael Cole, but it just didn't seem like that to me. Like that's not what I got from when I was watching. I just looked, I was like, Balor, like what are you doing, dude? Like it just seemed too obvious to me.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Me too. It was like, dude, Finn, just take the goddamn briefcase, man. He's giving
Uh,
it to you. He's not. You're not the ref. He's not cashing it in with you, dummy.
Rollins reverses a roll up, hits a stomp on Balor. Balor kicks out after Seth takes out Dominic Mysterio. Balor gets Rollins back in the ring, hits him with a coup de grace. Priest is at one side of the ring and throws in the briefcase into the ring, kind of for eventually so Balor could use it. Then he tries to run out to the other side of the ring to distract the ref. And that's when Balor's like, oh, there's a briefcase in here. I could use it. Doodly doodly doo. And then he like crawls over to the briefcase, tries to grab it. And that's when Seth Rollins hits the stomp, pins Finn Balor to retain the world title. I mean, I really like this match. Again, I thought it was a great mix of psychology and excellent athleticism. But Jose, what are your thoughts on this match?
No, I'm with you 100%. I really dug the match. I really dug. Did I like the finish? Yeah, I like the finish. Am I mad at
Yeah.
it? Am I mad at it? Yeah, I wish Finn won. The
Well,
coup de grace should have been it.
that would have been fun. That would have been fun having Finn Balor as a champion, and then you have Damian Priest on the other side of him, wondering, anytime Finn Balor gets knocked down, you're like, well, is this guy in his corner going to just walk in and cash in on him real quick?
Is he going to cash in while I'm sleeping in the hotel room? We're right next door to each other.
Yeah, it is anytime, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I thought that would have been good, but who knows? Whatever I guess the next step is going to be something between Rollins and Priest because they are really kind of like positioning those two to be kind of like them giving the looks at each other after
Mm-hmm.
he pinned Finn Balor. So
Yeah.
they're setting those two up for something, and I do see Damian Priest eventually winning that world title.
Oh, I hope so. And then you have more sandpaper between him and Finn, which is, I'll eat it up. But I really like Judgment Day. I need them to stick together for longer than a couple months.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. Let's go.
No, Judgment Day is probably, I think, one of the right now the best faction in WWE, at least.
I agree. Yeah. Mhm.
Probably in all of wrestling right now.
I think all of wrestling. Yeah.
Next up, we have Bianca Belair defeating Asuka and Charlotte Flair to. Bianca Belair she defeated Asuka and Charlotte Flair to retain the WWE Women's Championship. This match went about 20 minutes and 45 seconds. Well, I mean, I don't know. This match, it was unlike most triple threats, where you'd have two people kind of go one-on-one, where one person was on the outside, then somebody would get knocked out, third person come in, fight the first person, they go at it, then somebody goes out, someone comes in. They hit a triple threat spot. Oh no. Because instead, there was about like 15 minutes of triple threat spots, which just for me felt very jarring. And dare I say it, I thought it was just a little clunky the entire match.
Clunky, yes. I thought
What?
about you when that was happening. Corey's so going to get a kick out of this. I liked it. I like that it was a change. I like that nobody was out for more than 2 minutes, other than that one Bianca spot where she was out for a little bit.
That's when I thought that's when I thought the match actually got kind of good, was when Bianca left the match for a moment. It was just one-on-one,
Yeah, I like the creativity and trying something new. Of course, it's going to be a little bit clunky because you're trying something new. There were a couple botches that Asuka repaired really fast.
Yeah.
There were a couple of moments where they didn't know exactly what to do next, like something went wrong. Um, but they fixed it and they came out with a good outcome. I like this match. I had fun.
Eventually, Bianca is walked off after she, I think she fell on the outside, I guess, onto the stairs with her knee, and you just hear her. Do you hear that scream?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
Okay,
god!
this is how they try to explain it. Michael Cole, anyway. She fell and hit her face on the stairs, and as she hit her face on the stairs, she landed wrong on her knee, and I think she switched knees.
Hey, I will say this: Michael Cole has turned into a gem.
Oh,
Like he is just cursing left and right. I think last night he said something. He goes, "What the fuck was that?"
I didn't hear that. Holy crap! And I watched it twice.
And I think that was the Jimmy Uso spot at the end. You know,
Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, see, I was so
He
enthralled in the
dropped an F
storyline.
bomb, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
I'm gonna have to
Michael
hear
Cole
that
just
again.
dropped an
Yeah.
F bomb." Okay, so Bianca gets carted off, or she gets walked off by medical staff. That's when Charlotte Flair locks in the figure eight, and then Bianca, her spidey senses are tingling, and she's just like, "Oh wait, I'm about to lose the match." And she, with her bad leg, limps back to the ring, and then with her bad leg, hits a 450 splash.
Okay, first of all, which was the bad leg? It was the right leg, right?
I don't know, man. I don't
Okay.
know. I think it might.
After the 450, first of all, I was like, how in the hell can you pull that off? You should be like going crooked, like a corkscrew. Um, and then I think she grabbed her left leg
She
when she
falls
was
off
on the
to the
ground.
side.
Yeah, yeah. Bounces off the roof. Doing.
You ever? Oh
Um,
no, hold on. You ever seen that episode, the old episode of Friends, when he's talking about his son, and he's like, "Did my son hit his head? One of his legs is moving faster than the other," and he's like,
just
"Going."
walking around circles. Yeah, that's what should have been.
All
That
right,
should
I'm
have been Bianca.
sorry.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
on.
Where was
No,
Oh
she was
yeah,
holding her left leg.
and then I think she started holding her. Wait, she was holding her. She was buckling under her right leg when she was
I don't
walking out,
know.
and then
Yeah.
held her left leg afterwards. And then she was like, "Oh wait!" And I think she even called over the referee, like, come here. Which leg is hurt? Do you remember?"
Yeah. He's like, "That was your job. You were supposed to pay attention." She's like, "Shit."
She called her over
Shit.
and legit asked her a question. She was like, "Please come and
She's like,
help,
"Shit."
please."
Charlotte, do you know? So the end of this match, Charlotte is able to lock the figure eight again, or able to lock it on Bianca, but Asuka creeps out from the side of the ring and sprays the mist in Charlotte's face to break
Mark
up
out
the hold.
moment. Mark out
And
moment.
I do love how it's a different color like every time now. Asuka then goes for a kick on Bianca while Bianca is still kind of in the figure eight. And then Bianca reverses it and rolls up Asuka to pin her and
Ooh,
win the title. And at first, I
ooh.
was kind of like, that was seriously lame. Why did they have Bianca just win the title? Why couldn't they keep it on Asuka? And I guess they could have just kept it on Asuka. But, they built Bianca up to be hurt. They really did beat her down in the match. She was the most vulnerable person, I guess, at this point.
Somebody had to take the fall, eat the pan. Yeah.
One person, though, that they could have put it on, though, it would have been Charlotte Flair, just because, they want to eventually break her dad's record.
Yeah.
So,
So this would have been 16 or 17.
um, it would have, no, it would have been like 14, I think.
Okay.
So then out comes Io Sky with Bailey. Bailey takes out Asuka and Charlotte with the briefcase. Io hits Bianca in the knee with the briefcase. She cashes in, and she beats Bianca Belair in 8 seconds to win the WWE Women's Championship. Truly tears of joy seeing her whole story. Coming back to WWE. She got released though, didn't she, a while ago?
Yeah,
Or was
yeah,
she one of the
yeah.
ones that stayed?
No, she was one of the ones that got released and brought back.
And so seeing
Kyrie
her,
left on her own, right?
yeah, Kyrie, and then I know Dakota Kai was released. But just seeing her come back, and now she's literally on the top of women's wrestling. Like she is at the pinnacle of women's wrestling in the world. And you can sit there and say, like, well, like the stardom is way better because of the no, it doesn't matter. WWE is the top of the game when it comes to wrestling, and she is the champion in WWE. Therefore, she is the top women's wrestler in all of the world right now.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean,
And it's a great story. It's good for her. It's great to see somebody that you marked out to back in the. Not, I don't say back in the day because it's only been like 2 years.
in
But it's
NXT.
Yeah. This is awesome, dude. I had a blast. I think I even text you like tears of joy. Yeah, I legit had like happy tears.
Oh
Great
yeah.
time. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it was fun seeing the cash in. And I will say this: Bianca losing the title on the same day. We haven't seen a. I guess we've seen other title changes happen the same day, but for women's title, the only time I've seen this in recorded history, meaning I checked Wikipedia on this, so
Ooh,
gotta be right.
recordedhistory.com. Yeah.
The only other woman to lose a women's or divas title within the same day was on October 12th, 2009, when Jillian Hall won the title and then lost it to Melina in the same night.
Yes, the Britney Spears chick, right? She
Yeah,
was a singer.
you know
Mhm,
you want me. Yeah.
mhm.
So that puts Bianca in a unique category with Jillian Hall, just the two of them. So I mean, there you go. You have that, and I don't. I guess I would have to go back and look to see if Jillian Hall's reign was longer. I don't know. I didn't watch. I didn't go that deep into the histories, into
Yeah, yeah.
the pits of history. But
Yeah, and can I say the Becky and EO stuff right now is really hot and really entertaining, week after week. Ba
Bailey.
Bailey, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
What did I
yeah,
say? Becky? Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been very entertaining. The Shotzi stuff is really cool, really funny. Um, I like to see where this is going, and it looks like they cleared up their beef. You know how there was a little bit of a beef between Bailey and, EO?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
it looks like that's, water under the bridge. They even did a TikTok together to show
I
them
mean,
sitting together.
I'm sure it'll lead to Bailey eventually challenging EO for the title.
I hope not.
I eventually. I mean, down the road, you know what I mean? Or
Sure, okay,
EO
okay.
just loses the title, and
Right,
then yeah.
and then I want revenge, and she gets it back. Bailey gets it back.
Then we have the main event of the night: Roman Reigns defeating main event Jey Uso to retain the WWE Undisputed Championship. Longest match of the night, 36 minutes and 5 seconds. Felt like a fucking hour with the intros, man. And that was one of the things that killed me, because at this point we're about 3.5 hours into the show. I'm drained, man. Like I have to be at work the next morning at 3 a.m. You know what I mean? And I guess that's on me for my lifestyle choices. But like, have stuff to do, and it's already 3.5 hours, and then you have these two guys for a match that we all know is gonna how it's gonna end. Not exactly how it's gonna finish, but we know the result. We know that
100%,
Roman
yeah.
is going to retain the title.
Mhm.
We know that Jay has no chance of walking out with the title. Yet they're doing this like extra long intros for both these guys.
Yeah. They should have flipped this match with, well, first of all, Brock Lesnar and Cody should have been later in the card,
Yeah.
and it should have been the main event, and this should have been switched with the women's three-way.
Yeah. Like I said, they take forever with their entrances. I thought I heard that the entire bloodline would be in attendance, which to me I thought like the Anawahi family would all be
Mhm.
in attendance, but no, which
It's just the members of the bloodline, meaning
the
Roman
direct
Solo.
members. And I guess
Yeah,
that
Jay and
was them.
Jimmy.
They were probably trying to hint at Jimmy
That
being
was the
there.
tease. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
tease. And also Paul, we'll talk about it after.
Jay and Roman battle all around the ring. When Roman still trying to assert his dominance over Jay, they battle into the crowd, and Jay, he gets this leather strap out of nowhere, and it's like this thick leather strap, and it's big, man. It looks like a fire hose, and he is whipping Roman. The first time he hits Roman with it, it makes a nasty, like a thunk.
Yeah, yeah, that was really
and
bad.
and you saw like there was blood coming out of Roman's arm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was from that or from something else.
No, I
But
think it was from that. Because I think that strap draped around his back and whap.
yeah, man, it looked bad. But anyways, they battle into the crowd. Solo Sokoa comes out, spikes Jay. I do love when they're battling into the crowd. There's one guy, you just hear this guy clear, like, "Do it for your brother, Jay. Do it for Jimmy." I'm just like, "Oh yeah, do it for Jimmy. Do you know what Jimmy's gonna do to him?"
Just
So I,
wait.
I went back and I had to rewatch it.
Mhm.
So Roman and Solo, they bring Jay back into the ring. They try to go for the spike spear combo, but Jay pulls Solo in front of Roman to take the spear instead. Jay then hits Roman with the spear. Roman and Solo begin arguing on the outside of the ring because of the spear incident, the Solo spear incident. Solo is questioning whether or not he wants to spike the tribal chief, which didn't seem like he was trying to do that, but that's how they were trying to play it up on commentary. That's when Jay hits Roman with a spear through the barricade. We have a super kick to Solo. Jay puts Solo through the announcer's table with a splash. Jay throws Roman in the ring, hits him with the Uso splash, and then somebody the exact same height as Jay Uso, the exact same size as Jay Uso, pulls him
Same
out of the
build,
ring.
same
Yeah.
pants that he wore last week.
Yeah. It's Jimmy Uso. He pulls out Jay Uso. This prompts the crowd to yell, "Fuck you, Jimmy." Jimmy super kicks Jay and then throws him in the ring. Roman spears Jay through a table. Roman pins Jay to retain the title. So, Jose, what did you think of this match? Also, I mean, more specifically, what did you think of this ending?
I saw it coming from a mile away. And you know who else told me? Paul Heyman.
Why is that?
Paul Heyman constantly is on this tip where, that's not an opinion, that's a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he spoiled it not too long ago because he told Jay, imagine how your brother feels right now, laid up in the hospital, knowing that you came back and left him in the hospital and you came for a fight. And you're doing all this stuff. He's over there hurting and you just left him. He hates you too. Guess what? That was a spoiler. He let us in on the joke. I saw it coming a mile away. I'm mad at the fact.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that Solo and Roman Reigns can beat Cody in a WrestleMania match, but Jay needs Jimmy, Solo, and Roman to beat him up? What? What?
I mean, I guess they're saying, if you have the Anunnaki blood flowing through your veins, not the Rhodes blood, you're stronger. You're automatically stronger.
Damn it.
I don't know. Like, I didn't see this coming. While standing alone, I thought this match was good. Like, the match was good. Don't get me wrong.
Sure,
I just, where does the story go now?
No, you go back to you take Roman off of TV for a couple weeks, and it's the Jimmy and Jay show.
And then
and
what?
Solo's in limbo.
But then what? You know what I mean? Like that. Then Jimmy leaves Roman again.
Then it's going to be okay. Here's the story. Jay's going to hook up with. He can't. What's his name is hurt. I was going to say with Sammy and KO.
KO, but KO is injured.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we still have a couple
Jay
months.
And Sammy.
We still have a couple months until Survivor Series. So that's where this is headed now. So Team Jimmy and Solo and two other people versus Team Jay with, the Canadian Connection and somebody else.
I mean, Roman would probably come back at that point.
Yeah. Survivor Series is where this is headed.
Yeah. I don't know. I see what you're saying, but to me, I'm going to put it best I'm going to sum it up by something I saw on Twitter, and somebody kind of basically said, "What in the Vince Russo did I just see?" And that's
okay. I can see you.
That's kind of how I felt after watching the Bash of the Beach 2000 documentary. That's not exactly how I felt, but I was kind of just like, "What, Jim?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this has been going on for a while now, right? The Bloodline storyline. According to Paul Heyman, we're just in the third inning. There's plenty of room to go. According to Paul Heyman. And, gives you spoilers.
After the show, during the press conference, Cody Rhodes even mentioned, they asked him what his next step was, and he goes, with all due respect to that question, you guys know what my next step is. You guys all know what I want to do. Without saying anything specifically, he did kind of hint, like, that I want Roman's title. I want that WWE title.
Mm-hmm.
So, we are, some more. Let's get into some other notes before we get out of here for the day, though, because we do have some news. There is some commentary changes coming to WWE. Not some big changes, but little changes. WWE has announced the changes to both Raw and SmackDown. Michael Cole would now be the commentator for both shows. On Raw, he will be joined by Wade Barrett, while on SmackDown, there will be a 3-man commentary team consisting of Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Kevin Patrick. Previously, Patrick and Graves served as the Raw commentary team, while Cole and Barrett were on SmackDown. The new teams will start this week, August 7th on Raw, and then SmackDown August 11th will be the first episodes after SummerSlam. According to reports by Variety in their article, WWE believes that pairing Cole with Kevin Patrick will help Patrick's growth as a broadcaster. And I think even recently, seeing how Michael Cole has shined without, Vince
Somebody in his
McMahon.
ear.
Exactly. Really proves that he has what it takes to be the best commentator pretty much ever.
Yeah,
And
and you're moving your MVP color commentator to the more popular show, or the more advertised show.
yeah, I mean
The hottest show in what you believe is your bread and butter. SmackDown.
he's been there for 25 years, Michael Cole, and I guess he's only missed 2 shows.
Well,
So I
soldier.
mean, yeah. So Jose, what changes would you like to see come to like WWE commentary? Like any changes, what would you like to see come?
Dude, commentary to me is such an afterthought. I don't really, I just rely on the guys to give me the information. Don't stumble on your words like I do all the time. I'm a big fan of Corey Graves. I think he should be on both shows, him and Michael Cole. But I guess you got to have some type of diversity and some type of originality and to distinguish both shows. So, all right, cool. Let's go. Let's see where this goes. I'm not,
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys. It looks like everybody's
Yeah.
getting a promotion.
I mean, I do think Kevin Patrick has something. I do like that WWE is kind of branching out. You don't just have standard, American white dudes. You have people from other countries now. I mean, I know Kevin Patrick's a white guy, but he's from Ireland or he's Irish,
Yeah.
and having a different voice on that commentary table is kind of, for me, I like it. I know a lot of people has expressed that they don't like Kevin Patrick and they think he's kind of,
dude, it gives it a big time Premier League feel. Like I like the Euro accent on my sports.
Well, he does. He does. I think MLS too.
Awesome. That sounds good.
And he's really, really good at it. I mean, yeah,
I haven't
he's
heard, okay.
an English man calling soccer. I mean, it's pretty easy.
The term soccer was invented in England, by the way, just so everybody knows. FYI.
So I got some notes on upcoming possible returns to WWE and some maybe not possible returns. Because we got news on former WWE wrestler Kairi Sane, who's been known as Kairi in Stardom. It's been reported by PW Insider and then later confirmed by Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Newsletter that she will be returning to WWE. Meltzer suggests that she might return around November after fulfilling 2 dates in Japan. Kairi recently posted a video announcing a press conference, and she had made a surprise appearance at an All Japan Pro Wrestling, where she was revealed to perform at All Japan Pro Wrestling September 8th show. So it's looking like she's coming back to WWE. She's been out for a while. The reason why she left WWE, though, and this is what I'm kind of questioning, is the original reasoning I heard was she wanted to be closer to her family.
Yeah.
And
closer to hubby. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't want to sit here and speculate, whatever, but was that not the original reason? Or why has that changed? Why does she want to be back in WWE now?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, let's just think for the best and be positive and say the whole family said, yeah, we'll come with you to the United States. We'll come with you this time so you don't miss us, and let's get this money.
This news comes as we get more word on former WWE champion Big E's current condition, as he expressed his uncertainty about his return to in-ring action during a SummerSlam media press conference. He revealed that after consulting with spine specialists and doctors who have worked on other neck fusions for WWE stars, they advised him against wrestling again due to the risks involved. Although E's year checkup looked promising and he doesn't experience any nerve pain or strength issues, there is currently no timetable for his in-ring return or for any in-ring return. And he has no definite answer regarding his future in wrestling. He just emphasized the importance of making a smart decision for his life, ensuring a healthy future.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Big E and Kairi?
Dude, Big E,
Jose.
just get better. Just get better, man. Don't come back until you're 100%. Big fan. I don't want to see you come back and then get hurt again, dude. Just, take your time. We'll all remember you. Don't even worry about that. Kyrie, I'm juiced. Let's go. I can't wait to get a couple more videos of her elbow drop
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
last event we went to. I got a couple videos for that. Oh man, I miss her.
I
Let's go.
can't wait for the pirate gimmick to come back. You know,
Oh, that I could do without. That I could do without.
that was it. What's that thing called when it's a
The
it's not
Toodaloo? I don't know.
not binoculars, but
Telescope? No. Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah.
ocular. I don't know.
Something uniocular. I don't
Uniocular. Oh, I'm an idiot. But no, Big E. I mean, they have plenty of roles that Big E can work in the company. His future, I mean, is set. I think in WWE. No matter what, you can have him on the commentary table, behind the scenes, in some form with the company. I think he will be with forever.
Yeah. He
Um,
has a home. Hopefully. Let's hope they do right by the guy.
Quick update on Steve Mongo McMichaels. So apparently, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Steve McMichaels' family said that his sepsis that hospitalized him is gone, and he's still battling pneumonia, but he's the sepsis is gone. So
I had pneumonia. That shit sucked.
yeah, I don't think I've ever had pneumonia. I've had bronchitis. I never had pneumonia though.
Sucks.
I don't even know if they're related, but best wishes and for a speedy recovery to Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yes, sir.
And lastly, there were two notable documentary releases this week. I guess I'll call them documentaries, wrestling documentaries. The first was The American Nightmare Becoming Cody Rhodes, which followed Cody's journey in pro wrestling, from living in the shadow of one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, his father, Dusty Rhodes, to his return in WWE while briefly touching on his time in AEW. This was a long time. Okay, so this was a pretty long documentary.
It's like 2 hours long. Yeah.
It was
I
2 hours
watched it in
long.
2 parts. Yeah.
And it was very good, but I'll be honest, we didn't learn much.
We didn't, but you know what this was good for is the casual fan, because my wife and kids had a blast watching this.
Oh, definitely. It's good to have on the background because it looks really good. It's shot very well. And we did get that line from, why not why he left AEW, but
the reasons that
why he
weren't
didn't.
right.
Yeah, so Cody did go on to say in the documentary, he goes, I'm going to give this answer. I don't want to edit it in any way, shape, or form. He says, I can't tell you why I left AEW. I can't, and I won't. He goes, but I can tell you the reasons that were said that didn't actually matter. I didn't leave AEW because of money, and I didn't leave AEW because of other talents. I left AEW because of a personal reason. That's it. The byproduct of leaving AEW is the opportunity to go for the biggest dream I ever had in my life, and that's my first dream in my life, and that's winning the WWE title. What did you think of this, Doc? The Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's a great doc. I had fun watching it. Like I said, the wife and kids enjoyed it. They even got mad at me when I finished it without them, so I got to pay for that one. I'll tell you what the reason is without knowing what the reason is. You guys, damn, I booked myself into a corner. I had to get out of there. If I wasn't going to be world champion, why was I even there? I had to get out.
Yeah, I just I don't know, man. I do we know why Cody left? No, and I don't think we ever will until we get a Dark Side of the Ring episode, 40 years from now.
And we will still have questions about it. You know what is nice about the doc, though, is AEW was mentioned by name. They didn't ignore the fact that they were there. They didn't ignore the legacy that he has there. And there was a surprise thank you at the end credits to the Jackson boys.
I did think it was funny though. No mention of Kenny Omega. No mention of Kenny Omega. No AEW logos.
True.
All the footage that they took from the Being the Elite. No, Being the Elite.
Yes.
And so that's where they got the footage stuff for that stuff. But it was kind of funny seeing the Young Bucks on a Peacock WWE sponsored program.
Yeah.
And then we had the latest episode of the Dark Side of the Ring, which
This is
which
juicy.
focused on Bash at the Beach 2000. Which if you want to see our review of Bash at the Beach 2000, go ahead and click the link down below, down there. I hope I remembered to put it there. I think I did. But click that because you can watch our whole review of the show.
I think we really dragged it too.
Yeah. I should have re-listened to the episode before we got on tonight, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I mean, we didn't learn a lot, but it does clearly lay out the alleged events of the night in a concise order.
Yes.
So we have that, and nobody's ever going to know exactly what happened that night unless your name is Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff, or Hulk Hogan. Because I guess it was all like in a trailer somewhere.
Yeah.
Going over the stuff. That being said, it did make me look at Russo and Bischoff in a different light. And Bischoff, not so much. Russo, it did. It kind of humanized Russo to me.
Oh, hells yes, bro.
Like the first thing he says in the documentary, he's like, bro, you got to be a bad person to be in the wrestling business. Cause if you're not, it's full of sharks and they're going to get you, bro. You got to go after it. You got to do what you got to do. I think he's fucking crazy. I don't think he's a good booker. That being said, he did what he did.
I think he's a creative guy that ran out of juice, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
I totally had his back on this doc. I'm Team Russo all the way, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm 100% Team Russo.
Yeah,
because
my major concern about this, Eric Bischoff, is if you were really worried about, or you weren't as worried about how things went down, why did you take your happy ass on an airplane and leave?
What was funny to me is the way Bischoff talks. He's kind of like one of those guys that's like, well, that didn't happen, then why didn't this happen? Like, I mean, I guess it's kind of weird, huh? And Bischoff never says absolutes. It's kind of like, well, maybe not. I mean, look at the night, look at the series of events. You tell me for yourself. Because he was going on about, like, they said he was like, Vince Russo was talking about his litigation with WCW, and he's saying how he goes, yeah, went to different courts, and then cuts back to Bischoff. Bischoff's like, I don't remember going to different courts. It's not like it went to the Supreme Court or anything.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
why wouldn't you sue them? Why wouldn't you bring a case against them?
Yeah,
and so you are aware that there was. Come on, Eric.
Yeah,
Eric.
The way Eric talks, and he fucking hates Dave Meltzer, which you cannot take anything into account.
He laid into him.
Yeah, I listen to his podcast. I listen to 83 Weeks. I do enjoy listening to Conrad Thompson and Eric Bischoff. Not gonna lie, I love the podcast, but anytime Meltzer's brought up, it's like I kind of have to tune out Eric Bischoff because it's like, you're not credible at this point, dude. You have a hard on for Meltzer in a negative way, and Meltzer kind of does for Bischoff as well. But I think Meltzer's able to draw that line of professionalism and is able to be like, I'm not going to be a complete dick tonight.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he even starts by, digging into his profession. He's not any kind of journalist, or he says something bad.
He does that all the time, kind of just ripping on how he thinks dirt sheet journalists are the worst. And I get it. There are a lot of people that are quote unquote wrestling journalists or that have a wrestling podcast that think, hey, I'm a wrestling journalist now, and I'm going to put out rumors. I'm going to get clicks. And it's just like, you're not a wrestling journalist. You're just, you're a podcaster. Like, let's be real here. Like, until you're in the business for, 10 to 15 years, until you're making money off of it. Like, hell, I don't even consider myself a journalist in wrestling. I mean, I could say I have journalism experience because I work in an actual news organization.
We have journalism education.
Yes, absolutely. But we are not wrestling journalists. We're just two dudes with attitudes. Okay.
A couple microphones and a internet connection.
So don't get on me, Eric Bischoff. And I'm kidding.
Well, he called me a no-name, non-journalist. I don't care. Eric, you're a dick.
but the Bash at the Beach one, that was weird. I just got some weird feedback. Sorry. The Bash at the Beach one, I mean, was good Dark Side of the Ring. I enjoyed it. It did okay. Like I said, it humanized Russo, but it gave me a movie idea.
Ooh.
So in my movie, Russo is an old man and he's completely out of the wrestling industry. Like he lives in like a shack in Jersey somewhere, right? And there's some kid who wants to get into wrestling. And then he hears like, oh, that's Vince Russo. And he's like, Mr. Russo, will you teach me how will you point me in the right direction? He's like, get out of here, kid. You don't want anything to do with me. And it's kind of like this coming of age of the kid, like growing up, trying to learn how to wrestle while
right.
like Russo is also like making not like a comeback into it, but he's kind of like building his name back up. They're like, oh, Russo's like come out of the shadows. He's been in exile for 30 years.
Yeah,
And it's kind of his comeback story.
Yeah.
It's Russo's swan song.
Good callback. Nice. Way to tie it up in a bow.
Yeah. But that was my idea for a movie. But if it happens, great. I'll be like, that person listens to my podcast.
There you go. Just credit Korey Smith.
Anything you want to add about the Dark Side of the Ring?
That's a good way to end the season. It's been a very good season.
I think there's one more.
Oh, really? I thought this was the end.
Marty Jannetty.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I can't wait. I'm sorry, I take that back.
No, we'll talk about that one next week. But I think
yes, we will.
I think that about does it here for us today. For City Wrestling Radio, I'm Korey Smith.
I'm Marty Jannetty. And I killed somebody, bro.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have a wonderful day, week.